worth focusing on India's batting, Sanjay. If you look at the first two tests, there have been moments of individual brilliance. Yashasvi Jaiswal's double hundred, Shubman Gill's century in the second innings in Vizag. But there is a scarcity of runs across the batting lineup. Where do India need to improve to be better as a batting unit in three tests ahead?
Well, if Rohit Sharma becomes the Rohit Sharma of a couple of years back, especially the one that we saw in England in that full series, would be great. And the Rohit Sharma that we saw in the first test match in the home series against Australia, he's got to go back to those ways where he looked like a batter who looked supreme in test matches. I've said it for a couple of years. When I saw him in three formats, more than 50 overs in T20, he actually looked more comfortable and in control in test match cricket. So that is what we want. Rohit Sharma getting runs, Shreyas Iyer as well. India will start looking at KS Bharat, whether his keeping is that good that we can afford to have somebody who's not contributing as much with the bat, because in India of late and world over, you see teams going for keepers who are decent, good keepers, but contribute with the bat. I mean, look at Rishabh Pant in the last 3-4 years, his contribution with the bat. So those are things that India will have to look at.
So, okay, just focusing individually on a couple of those batters. Rohit Sharma, when you look at the runs, there's obviously a lot of pressure on the likes of Shreyas Iyer and KS Bharat, but Rohit Sharma actually has lesser runs than both of them so far. You had mentioned at the start of the series, given especially the absence of Virat Kohli, that Rohit now holds a responsibility not dissimilar to the kind Sachin Tendulkar once used to hold in Indian batting lineups. So for India to fight in the next three tests, we don't know the makeup of the squad. They need a lot more from their captain.
I mean, it's something that you get a feeling from watching from a distance, getting close-ups of players. So it's something that you can only maybe make an educated guess. I just wonder whether Rohit Sharma is getting too caught up in trying to make an impact as a leader, as captain. I think one of the most important duties for a captain is to also not let that additional responsibility affect his batting too much. I'm not saying it is, but I clearly see Rohit Sharma invested in captaincy and trying to make a difference as captain. And, the reactions every time there was a wicket and wickets weren't falling. So sometimes that can start having some influence on your other job. So I've always believed, and I believe with Rohit Sharma as well, it's got to be Rohit Sharma the batter first and then the captain. Because when you're captain, most things are beyond your control. You try and do the right thing, the golden words of Mahendra Singh Dhoni. You do the process and wait for things to happen. But batting is something that is within his control very much.
What do you think is ailing Shreyas Iyer? Not a lot of runs, a player reputed for his ability to face spin, but he is being challenged by it quite a bit, and now also faces the other challenge of knowing that once players start returning, his might be the spot that's in danger.
Yes, and something that he's got to accept, because it was really a toss-up between Shubman Gill and Shreyas Iyer. And I must say this, I felt immense pride when I saw these two guys having that partnership in the second innings, where, both of them played with some real grit. Shubman Gill, in his own way, he looks relaxed, but he's never actually relaxed or casual. And you could see that both of them were trying to get runs for the team and then, of course, for themselves. And I just loved the way they dug in. Unfortunately, Shreyas Iyer got out in that shot that he played. But I just loved the approach. So that gives me some confidence. If I was the coach, I would think, what? I like the way both these guys were responding when their back was against the wall. You saw that in Shreyas Iyer with Shubman Gill too. But the difference being Shubman Gill didn't take as many risks to get out. And more importantly, after getting a 50, went on to get 100. So that was brilliant from Shubman Gill. And that might just play against Shreyas Iyer. But I just loved the approach of the two guys when they were in that partnership.
Let's focus on KS Bharat for a minute. Not had the runs and not had a very compelling case behind the stumps either. Is he doing enough to retain his spot, and what is the alternative for you?
So it's not like he's playing his first series. He's played before. He played all the 4 test matches against Australia. And Rishabh Pant is due to come anytime soon. So I'm not sure whether it is worthwhile and makes sense to keep investing in KS Bharat. He's also not 20 years old. And India had moved on from KS Bharat and gone to Ishan Kishan. So, is that just enough to maybe keep his side, I mean, keep his place in the side? And this team management believes in being fair to every individual. But I would personally look at another option before Rishabh Pant comes in and takes his rightful place.
And just as a contrast with Ben Foakes, if you look at focus on the wicket keeping solely, Foakes has been exceptional, taken some stunning catches. How do you compare the two wicket keepers and what they've done so far?
Yeah, it's just the culture that England have. You've got to be a very good keeper in England to get noticed, and he's been brilliant to watch. Any former keeper, there was Dinesh Karthik in commentary, and there are quite a few who do commentary, like a Deep Das Gupta or a Parthiv Patel. They would have been very excited because it's something that we don't watch enough and give credit enough to. We only talk about keepers when they get hundreds, but he was brilliant. Whether it was the Shubman Gill catch in the first innings, or it was just him taking all those low catches, the most difficult ones. So thanks to England, we saw some quality wicket keeping, and that has been the tradition and the culture of English cricket for a number of years, starting from the first one that I saw as a kid, Alan Knott, who's still regarded as one of the all-time best. So it was great watching him behind the stumps.